Okay, did have a signal, had one bar. I was able to get a text off, and which I'm thankful for because I have an emergency. There's another deer bed right there, and so I'm gonna. Well, Maria said that she went in the garage and looked, and the Lugabaloo is not there, so I did take it. So it must be in the truck. Good stuff. So I'm gonna grab it, bring it out here, and I'll show you the Lugabaloo. How when we're out camping, how we typically this tree. How we make it so we don't have to use campgrounds. We bring our own pop-up porta potty, and then that way we can camp anywhere, which theoretically is illegal. But it's like this, man. I'm gonna be honest. This is being honest, being perfectly frank. Like if I go salmon fishing, right, and I snag salmon, I try to do it legally. I try to catch them legally. I use a legal rig, totally legal. But I'm snagging them legally. However, if a DNR did watch me, he could make the case that I snagged it illegally. In which case, I'd get a $150 ticket, and I'd pay it. And that would be that. It's a civil infraction. It might even be a misdemeanor. I don't know. But end of the day, I see some pine balls. I'm going to get it. It's like, okay, if I get caught snagging a salmon once every 5 years, then I get caught snagging salmon. I got to pay a ticket. But it's so much fun and joy in snagging the salmon and catching it. And I let them all go, too, by the way. I let the salmon go. So it's not like, not like I'm like taking the fish out of the ecosystem. A lot of them do die, though. And they die when you catch them. Deer have been eating all over here, rooting around. When you catch a salmon, unless it's real fresh, they do die. So what? They're dying anyways. They're in the river to die. It's a big old tree. I need this tree in my life, though. Try and haul it. Oh, it's gonna be heavy. This is part of camping. So my point is, if I'm out camping and I get a ticket from the DNR for illegally camping in the woods without a permit, and so be it. I get a ticket. And now, what the hell is this? This is the weird crap you find in the woods, man. What is this? Look at this. It's a worm in there. No idea what this is or where it came from. It's a random piece of plastic garbage in the middle of the wilderness. Is that weird? Like, there's got to be a story behind that. What the frick is that? I can't even begin to imagine how this got out in the middle of the woods. Somebody had to bring it out here. Maybe it fell out of an airplane or something. I don't even know what it is. Looks like it's very old. It's got this like wood pattern. I don't know what that is, man. TV thing? Middle of the freaking woods. Anyways. Back to what I was saying. If I get busted and I get a ticket for... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. See that right there? Coyote. Big old coyote track. A big one. Yeah. They're back here looking for the deer. But that's a pretty fresh coyote track. It's the only one I see. It could be a week old, could be a couple days old, but definitely, right? It could have been from last night for all I know. It came in here at night smelling I heard coyotes last night. I heard a bunch of them. They could have smelled my food and came like, what's up? But with all the deer activity in here, yeah, dude, look at that. That could have been from last night. I doubt it, though. Coyotes are really smart. They don't track. Right there. They came right into my camp. But they're really smart. They don't go by humans, man. They don't mess with humans. I guess if they're really hungry, they could. So this is gonna help me build my shelter. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna build a shelter and show you how to survive a night in the wilderness without a tent. I'm gonna clean my camp up a little bit. It's a mess. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hike back and I'm gonna go get the Lugabaloo, come back, set that up for you. You can see it then finish building this shelter. I gotta get dressed. I'm out. So I'm heading off, hiking back. It's about a 2-mile hike to the 4-wheeler. Then I'll drive that back to my car, get my little table and my luggable loo, show you that stuff. That is important. I did clean my camp up a little bit, put the fire out with the snow. Kind of clean up my camp. I like to hang things where I can see them. If you leave them on the ground, you'll lose them. Like, for example, somewhere around here is my machete. Actually, I think it's in the sled. So I do have this, and I have this. So I have to bring the sled with me because I got to bring the thing back. So I got to drag this sled. So I got to take all this stuff out of the sled, set it over there, and then pull the sled back. It's going to be a hike, but whatever. It's good exercise. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'll be back, and we'll build the shelter later, and here we go. That was a nightmare. You're never gonna believe it. So after a 2-mile hike back, I realized I left the gas on the 4-wheeler. Now my particular 4-wheeler is super fickle. If you leave the gas on it for more than like an hour, that floods the carburetor and it's almost impossible to start. Typically, I have to use a jump starter to crank the electric start, even though the battery's dead. I don't know why, it's a new battery. But I'm out here in the middle of the wilderness, so I had no choice. So I just pull and pull and pull. So it took me literally 30 minutes to pull and start. But anyways, we got it started, and now I'm gonna go. Kindling. Never come back to camp without some firewood. Frog smash. Oh, almost the camp so I can come back and get this. Thirsty, need water. I'm back at camp. I'm hot but cold. I stepped into a creek and got a soaker in my boot, so I got a wet foot. That's gonna be nice. What's with me in these hats? I have a couple of cool hats at home. Why did he take the 3 goofiest hats that I own for this? I don't know. It's not even that warm of hats. So every hat I wear, I look like a freaking dork. Anyway, so I need to get a fire started, and I could go get some more birch bark. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not like walking over there, but I'm gonna show you another way to get some wood. It's a couple different ways, but you want to look. One way is if you take something like this and you just kind of cut little pieces. If you look in here, and these little pieces of kind of pick them up off the ground. That's one way. Or find some rotten wood. I saw some over there, so maybe we can check it out. What I'm gonna do is gather up some fire starter. I don't want to walk. It's like 200 yards to that birch tree. And then what I'm gonna do is get a fire started. I admit, so I ended up. All right, two things I'll show you. This is what happens if you eat a gummy. I ate a gummy. Yeah, why not? So I didn't have the luggable loo toilet per se. I had this is basically a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat flip up on it, right? So I don't have that, but I did have the pop-up apparatus right there and my table. So that's what I brought back with me. And I did rather than walk like 2 miles, I drove the quad like another mile. So now I only had to walk like a mile. As the snow was kind of melting, and I was just able to plow through it. But then it got to the point where there was a bunch of deep drifts, and I couldn't get through it, so I left it. Didn't want to get stuck. But back here it makes it look like it'd be easy, but there's some areas that are open where there's hilly and there's big drifts, and you can't risk getting stuck. Anyway, so I'm gonna get a fire started, and then munch you out on a piece of bread that I brought. That's all. The only thing else I got crackers left in the MRE and a piece of bread. I forgot Maria's been making bread lately. I don't know what her deal is. Every day she tries to make a different loaf for this or that, sourdough or whatever. And I'm like wheat intolerant, so I can't even eat bread. You know what I'm saying? I can eat a little bit, a piece here and there. I'm okay. If I eat too much, I'm bloated and farting, and so it's like she's killing me with the bread. You know what I'm saying? I like bread. Stop cooking bread every day, would you? Huh? Anyways, I'm gonna show you this table and this thing after I get a fire going. So I'll be back in a minute. Here's how I'm gonna get the fire started. Don't cut yourself. Some of these shavings, they're real dry, especially once you get past the skin a little bit. You got to break a branch off a lower limb that's dead and dry. It hasn't been in the water, and then just kind of shave a bunch of the stuff off. And then you use that as your tinder. That's the dry stuff you're going to get around here this time of year. Other than birch bark. Birch bark is good. And then as long as I got some little twigs, they're halfway dry, I'll get a fire going. Twigs quick. Go, baby, go, go, go. This fire was such a pain in the ass to get started. I mean, just a pain. I've been here for like 45 minutes trying to get this right. Everything's damp. It's weird. The sun's out, but it's damp. It's like 25 degrees and wet, cold. My knees are all wet. But look at this thing. I'm still struggling to get this thing going. I haven't used the bellows, but watch what happens when I do. That bed down there becomes glowing hot, and that's the only way you can get some of these logs in here to dry out. You got to get them bigger and bigger, but eventually everything's wet, man. Everything sucks. Not the most comfortable situation, but we're gonna probably gonna get warm by this fire, annoyed by this fire. All right, I'm gonna heat up some water for a cup of cocoa. My feet, I like to dry out my socks because my feet are wet. But I'm gonna eat something and I'm gonna pop up that porta potty, which is funny. Just, it's almost, you'll see, it's funny. I'll be back. You know what's something that people never think about when they're camping or they're thinking about camping? They're just like, I'm gonna go camping. Everybody forgets how much garbage humans make. We leave. Yes, hat. Don't leave your garbage in the woods. That's all I'm saying. See, I always have a bag like this hanging somewhere. And this is what I use for my garbage. That happened to be the bag for the MRE. I figured why not use it? I had a bag. I still have it. A bag for garbage, but if I can use that, hell, save a bag. Just saying. Waking up my cocoa here. Then we're gonna get started on my I wish we, oh man, that four-wheeler killed me, man. Pole starting that four-wheeler was a nightmare. Are you kidding me? That was the thing that I hoped didn't happen. Of course, I forgot to turn the gas off, so it flooded, and I'd sit there pull for an hour. And my arm, I wonder why is my shoulder so sore? Why is my arm so sore? And then I just realized, the four-wheeler. This hat, man, these hats got to go. I don't know which one I see. I'm just going for warmth, but the one is just makes me look absurd. Plus, it keeps falling over my eyes, so I can't see. So that's annoying. I gotta start cutting up this tree and building this shelter, man. Because if I'm gonna sleep in this thing tonight, it's going to be cold. All right, I'm out. Well, got the fire going. Been a pain in the butt, but I got my fire going and my jeez, oh Pete, this thing was way too close to the fire. Burn my damn hand. It's hot chocolate. It's late in the afternoon. I kind of wasted away my day. Probably shouldn't have ate that edible, huh? So coffee with no caffeine. This is leftover from earlier. I didn't drink it all, so I just heated it up and I got my fire going. Always keep a nice fire going because it's cold as a mother effer. And even if you're moving around, it's gonna get cold. So every few minutes, you gotta come stand by the fire. And it's not. It's not one. So now I'm gonna chop up this pine tree and do some more of it. And I'm gonna build my shelter. You can see I already got the framed out. I'm gonna sleep in that tonight. You think I'm crazy, but I am. Ready? Let's start hacking it up. The thing about this thing is, I don't need so much of it for one. It ain't gonna matter. I can just leave the thing. I'm gonna cut it right about here. Take this Christmas tree looking mother sucker and hope it don't make my thing go crashing over. And then I weave these in here. So I could make a good lean-to like thing right under that log there, which would if I was surviving and if I was another freaking airplane. If I was actually surviving, I would just build a little thing where just myself, my body could slip in there at night and close up and hold all the heat. But I have a sleeping bag and all kinds of stuff, so I'm good to survive. But I'm gonna basically sleep out in the cold tonight in this thing. I just gotta finish it. What I'll do is kind of put this thing here and weave it together. There's two of them here, so I'll weave them together. I'm just gonna climb my butt in there. Throw some more up there. It's gonna be cold. This I can tell you. And what you're seeing me do here is weave these balls in. Pine balls is what they're called. The higher you go, the better the seal you want. because heat rises. Obviously, you're gonna heat emanates from the ground. Your body's gonna rise. You want to, anyways. This is not, like I said, gonna be the most ideal shelter I've ever made, but if I needed to survive the night in the wilderness, this would definitely help. I'm gonna build it up to where it's like, I think I'm getting lucky. I think the heat, the like heat wave wise for this area, I mean, it's like 25 degrees right now. It could be minus 10. So I'm being grateful that I got decent weather, because if I have to sleep out in this tonight, which at this point I have to, I'm gonna freeze my balls off. I just kind of weave it up, man. Make a shelter. Like I said, if I made one like against that tree over there, and just like packs, I can make it airtight, and then that would keep me survive better. But that's not as fun. I'm just saying, it's more fun to build. You know what I'm saying? Quiet out here, except every now and then I hear an airplane. Temperature's dropping quickly. It's like 4 o'clock. I got to get moving. So. Funny because I brought the machete and I was thinking about chopping down some pine trees, for boughs, but I thought I don't know, man. I don't want to kill a tree just to make a freaking shelter. But ironically, it's a quiet evening, nothing but crows and animals. Silent. There's jets flying over every once in a while, smelling the fire though. But I just walked around. I had a beautiful walk out there in the woods. And I found a bunch of like pine boughs that had broken off branches. And I did rip a couple off of this fern or conifer tree. But other than that, I didn't have to cut any limbs down or hack on any trees. There's still some more. So I should be able to get a general, lean-to thing. It'd be a lot nicer if I had some ferns and some leaves and stuff. Speaking of leaves, forgot the toilet paper, so there's that. I know how to work that though. You see this stuff? This is pine needles. It's just as good as Charmin. Can be itchy later on, but it's great stuff, just saying. All right, so I'm going to fix the camera. I'm gonna keep working on this big bad boy right here. See what happens. I gotta tell you, surviving out here is tiring. I'm working on this. Matter of fact, I don't need it to be. I just need it to hold heat in from above. I'm gonna lay by the fire all night, so I don't want to have to cut down a bunch of trees to make this thing perfect. So I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep by the fire, head by the fire, so I can put logs on. I'll put a bunch of wood right here. I'll tuck myself in there. I should be good. Should be good. Not gonna be great, but I'll live. Right now I'm debating if I'm gonna eat a deer shank. I don't know if anyone's ever ate a deer shank, but you cook it in the crock pot nice and slow, and then you pull it out. It's quite delicious. Oh, that's the bone, so don't eat that part. A little tough, but good. Really good. Deer shank. But I'm more craving some carbs. It bit my tongue. I bit my lip, Maria has been experimenting with bread, making bread. I think I mentioned that. Every day it's a new loaf, different yeast. She's okay at it. She can't crack the code. Oh man, I see a whole bunch of pine boughs over there I can get cool that are down from a tree that already fell. I don't want to cut no trees down. Anyways, so she's made me a loaf of bread the other day, and I'm like, I'll take a hunk with me. This is perfect. This is a squeeze pack of almond butter, although it seems really hard. Like, you know, it's gonna be hard to get out. Maybe it dried up, it's old or something, but it is old. This is from my camping kit in like 2 years. Should be good though. I'm gonna put it on some bread. Bada boom, bada bing. I need to heat up some water for some. You know what? I'm doing that right now. Heat up some water for cocoa, man. You got one more cocoa. Let's heat it up. Heat it up. Oh yeah, there's plenty of ash in there. I saved my water. Got the day left. Bit the crap out of my lip. Crazy as that. Alright, guys. Ah, that's already, freaking thing's already hot. Crazy. Back to this peanut butter and bread, huh? I don't have any jelly. I didn't think we have any squeezed jellies. You probably did. Maria wasn't home when I left, so that's another thing. Had she been home when I left, I'd have everything. That's why I left before she came home. Because she left, she was like, you have this, you have that, you have this. And I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to literally forget stuff. I wanted to be like, okay, I'm going to get out there. What are the things that I need that I didn't bring? Trust me, I won't forget again. What's that? One time, oh my God. One time I went, I was going deer hunting in the morning. And my deer hunting spot was about a 5-mile ride from my house. So every morning, this is before light, you know, early in the morning, I'd take a shower in scent-free soap, get dressed. I don't even know if I was that involved at the time as far as deer hunting. I might not even showered in scent-free soap, but I might have just got up and went. But it was still dark, so it's like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. I get all the way to my deer hunt spot. I mean, you gotta go down this highway like 6-8 miles, about 6 miles. Then you gotta go like 2 miles, 3 miles down this really bad dirt road. And then you gotta cut down this like trail for about a mile. And I get all the way there and pull over and get ready to get out the hunt. And I go to get out, and I'm like, what the frick? I'm wearing my socks. I wasn't even wearing I forgot my boots. Forgot my damn boots. Oddly, and crazy enough, I was able to shoot home, like probably faster than I should have, and then come back, and I still made it in my stand before I got light. That's how early I was heading out there. And it was, it'd have been like 25 minutes earlier, I would have been out there for sure. Maybe 30 minutes. But it sucked, man. Without my shoes? That's what I'm saying. Maria would bust my balls because I always forget stuff when we're going camping. She got a list. She literally got a list where she checks things off. We don't leave until everything on that list is checked off, which is, smart. Then we cat-proof the house, unplug everything. I'm serious about taking Maggie on a camping trip. I'm thinking about taking her. She's so cute. It'd be just fun to watch her and her react to the wilderness and stuff. She's a cute little cat. She's fascinating. She's a barn cat that I guess I stole her from my neighbor. They already had her for like a year. We're feeding her, and they had a name for her, lady. Anyways, I feel kind of bad about that. I don't think they really cared. They didn't really like the cat all that much. They did feed it, and I fell in love with it and kept it. And the funny thing about that is it's so funny. The first day I ever saw them, my neighbors, I come walking down my driveway. We'd been living at our house for like 3 weeks. And I had never spoken to them. And there's a cat right there, this black cat that we kind of adopted since we got there. She's just been hanging out. We've been feeding her. She's super cute, little tiny cat. She passed away. Her name was Missy. And lady walks up. I never met these people in my life. Lady says, "Oh, that's my cat." And I don't know what prompted me to say this. I guess I was trying to be funny. And I said, what, that cat? I said, hell no, that's my cat now. Lady, I don't know what you're talking about. It's my cat now. I adopted that one. And she kind of chuckles, and I'm like, I'm just trying to be funny. I said, yeah, she just started coming around. We started feeding. She's like, oh, yeah. And her name is, what did they call her? I had another name for her. I started calling her Missy because she was black as hell, and I thought of Missy Elliott, which is funny because she was super skinny. Super, super skinny cat, a little tiny little cat. She was only like 5 months old, so she wasn't very big. Missy Elliott. I started calling her Missy. And then she started coming in our house. In fact, the first day we moved that house, she went in the house. She went in the house and got lost in the attic and was crying. And we're sitting there exhausted because we've been driving and not unloading for a couple hours. We drove 18 hours. And she's like, "You hear a cat? You hear a cat?" And I'm like, "No." And all of a sudden I do hear it, and we had to track it down. You know, about a week later, that same cat comes back with another cat, a black and white cat. We asked the neighbor, "See a little black and white cat around?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's Lady. She's our barn cat." Keep in mind, I'm from the city. I don't even know what a barn cat is. I think a barn cat is basically a cat that's been that's just a stray cat. I don't know about, is it yours, a barn cat? A barn cat's a stray cat, right? That's what I thought about the other one. She never brought up the cat after she said it was her. "Oh, that's my cat." I said, "No, that's mine." And she says, "Oh yeah, we've been feeding her for a year or whatever." I'm like, doesn't matter. She's mine now. And then the other black and white cat comes around, and she's kind of ratty looking. She's dirty. She's white because she's a wild cat that's white, so she's kind of dirty, gray, ratty as hell. She starts coming around. She's not real friendly. She's a little nervous. Not like Missy was super friendly. And one day, she comes in the garage, and this little black and white cat, which we don't pay any attention to, kind of goes in the house for a minute, sniffs around, gets scared, and runs out. And the next time it goes in there and it finds food and it eats it and then runs out. And then before you know it, she's just kind of always around for like a week or two. And it gets cold. This is how douchebaggy we are. It gets cold, so we bring the one cat in the house, the black one that we loved and adopted pretty much. And we're like, well, we'll leave the little black one and white one in the garage, right? She's this dirty old raggedy cat. So I made a little box for her out in the garage, a little nest. And she was there in the morning, and we gave her a little food. Next thing you know, she comes in the house, and really, I still don't pay attention to her for like 2 weeks. She just sits under our Christmas tree as it was cold. So that's when we started letting them around Christmas. She just under the Christmas tree, and she hangs out. Every once in a while, she do what I call rabbit kick. She'll grab the skirt for the Christmas tree skirt, and she'll like get on her side and just start kicking it. That was pretty funny. She'd just do it once in a while. She wasn't very athletic. She wasn't very smart. She didn't do much. And then one day, I was in the garage. She starts climbing on me. She climbs up me on my neck, and she starts purring. And she's making these really weird noises. Like, I'm like, what the hell is that? Is that the cat? Well, I'll make a long story short. Is that I fell in love with that cat. That cat became, I have an unbelievable love for that cat. She's very special. Everybody knows it who meets it, too. I had somebody spend the night one night. We woke up with Maggie. Her name is Maggie. I woke up with Maggie curled in his neck, like just snuggled right there, and he was sleeping. And he goes, "Dude, this cat is a 1 in a million." I said, "I know." He said, "This is exact words." He said, "Dude, you could sell this cat for $1 million." I said, "I know. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for $1 million." And we said, $1 billion. I said, "I'll do a lot of good with $1 billion. I can help a lot of lives." I think Maggie would be willing to sacrifice her life, because probably the person who's buying her for $1 billion is going to love her, give her a great life anyway. So I'm like, all right. But I'd hate to see her go. It'd be hard if they said you could never see her again. Like, $1 billion we're taking her, you never see her again. She's a special little cat. Super sweet. Been sickly a couple times. We got to take her to the vet. She's sick right now. She's got a little ear infection. Sometimes we got to put her on antibiotics. But I'd take her camping with me, man. She'd be fun. Okay. I'm a savage. I didn't eat all the bread. No, the problem is the all I got is MREs left and a piece of deer meat. I don't have MREs. I have one opened MRE. It has one tin of something mystery, and then it has 3 weird, like, cheese meat, funky ass, not good. So I guess if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat it, but I gotta still finished building this lean-to here. I really just got to get the bottom around the sides because that's going to be my door. My head's going to be over there by the fire so I can keep, put one on the fire because that thing will kick heat and I'll stay warm all night. All night, all night long. There's my garbage over there. So it's hidden now. Well, I'm going to get back to building and I'll show you my house. I'm tired. I'm going to bed early. It gets dark. I'm out. As long as I got a fire, I'll be good. I'm not going to freeze to death. Just, I hope. Well, there's my shelter. It ain't pretty. I never said it would be. But trust me on this. It'll hold some heat in. I'm going to lay by the fire. The best part about this thing was that... I get away here. The best part is I didn't have to kill any trees. I found these are all like blowdowns. All of this is blowdown from the trees around here that it just must have been a windstorm or something. And next thing you know, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's where it's normally setting. But anyways, I'm gonna sleep in there, put my sleep bag in there in a few, and well, wait till it gets dark anyways. Clean up my camp. I gotta get a bunch of firewood, stack it up by this is where my entry is, so my head will be right here. Hope it's not too cold, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to show you two things that are integral, even germane, to my camping experience, usually. I have Maria here, it kind of sucks. And I'm going to have to figure out how to close this thing because she's the only one who knows how to close it. I want to show you our pop-up poop house, outhouse. Zipper's broken, so I gotta. Oh, there's my barbecue grate while I'm at it. I forgot that's in there. Yeah, if I need to cook. I don't know why this thing was so heavy. Oh, and my solar shower is in there too, huh? But I didn't bring the luggable loo, but I did bring this. Watch this. Ready? Boing, 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 boing. So, this is the luggable loo. Well, this is actually just the outhouse part. But typically I take it out in the woods, 40, 50 yards, just kind of get away from, you don't want to be crapping next to your house. Then you have the luggable loo in there, which is a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat. Then a bag that's a liner, kitty litter in there. And you drop a bomb on there and you just shake it up and you're good. If you stay longer than 3 or 4 days, I probably would empty it, but sure I have. They're saying now the problem is I don't remember how to put this thing back to get into that circle. There's like a way to do it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But on another note, I told you this is in the truck and it's blazing. This is the table that my dad gave me. I got out of prison. And this thing has been so valuable. Like such a valuable asset. Just a freaking fold up tree. I don't need that thing, so I'm not going to use it, but I thought it'd just be funny to show you. If I got a crap, I just go in the woods. I don't care about it, But it's more of kind of a funny thing to show you. This table, man. It's actually pretty well made. I think that it's still around. I'd say this thing's probably. Let's see, one can open it. Let's see. There it is. I don't know, man. I'd say it's got to be 25, 30, 35 years old. It's a kind of a cheap thing, but made better than anything that we'd make today. Now, if you got a cook or something on here, if you got for example, a lantern, which I don't have, but if I had one, this is where I need to be. I mean, I'm not really eating much because I'm living minimalist. So I'm not really cooking much. I got what's going on, so I don't really need a table. Didn't think that went through, huh? Anyways, you gotta have a table typically. If you want to cook or you want to eat, you want anything, you have to have somewhere to put it. I mean, you can do it on the ground. Sometimes I'll do it on a cut, like a stump. You know, make a stump and use that as my table. But I don't usually use a chainsaw, so I have to do it by hand. It's a lot of work, just saying. Now, I'm gonna finish making my bed as I prepare for doom. I think I'm gonna eat some deer meat. I'm just saying. Look at this. Smell there's a bug and a rug in here. Oh man, a stick just like stuck right through my mat. Curl up in here. I wish I had a bigger mat. I have a bigger mat. Whatever reason, I didn't bring it. I thought this one was cooler or traveling lighter. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. I'm gonna turn it around. I'll stay nice and warm by that fire. Crack kills. Hope you got some good action. The fire will keep me warm. If it doesn't, well, I'll be cold as a mofo. No, I'll be warm in there. I'm like 9% sure. Like I said, it's cool I got to make this with just fallen stuff from a windstorm. I didn't need to kill nothing, which is good. It's got to trap heat in. I'll be cold, no doubt about it. It's not perfect. And dude, my wife got a saying regarding things that I make and fix. She says, good enough. That's our mantra. Good enough. You're always good enough, honey. She says to me, you're always good enough. Well, yes I am. Well, I guess I'm gonna eat me some deer leg. Chill by this fire. Try to stay warm. I have all this firewood under here. It started to snow for a minute, so I wanted to keep it dry. So I put this thing over the top of it, but this firewood is gonna get me through the night, keep me alive. Just saying. I gotta put some down over there now. It's probably smart to do before I get too tired. All right, I'm gonna eat something, then I'm gonna go to bed. You'll see me curling up in that, huh? Taj Mahal, what do you think? Shall I live or die? See something interesting? I'll eat some more of Maria's bread. This is a relatively green pine, white pine, I think. The thing is, it'll burn really slow, but it'll burn because it's got sap in it, pine sap in it. So we'll catch, it'll burn, but it'll burn really slow. So all night long, all I have to do is get up and move the log down. And every couple hours I have to crawl out there, grab the log, move it down. I do that now in the middle of the night at home. I got a fireplace. In the middle of the night, I get up to pee, I put a log in the fire and keep it going. That's what I'm gonna have to do tonight in my Taj Mahal. And beautiful night. Beautiful night. Like to see an elk or even hear one. Hear cool here, elk. Or a wolf. Heard coyotes last night. Quiet night. Well, getting ready to go into my home for the night. I think I got enough wood. I got everything in there. I got my whatever, my robe was in there. I'm trying to use my jacket as a pillow. I'm getting nice and warm before I go. I have these trees that'll burn all night long. They're like green pine, so I'll just every couple hours move it up. But I'm sure I'll be warm in there. I got my, if you look right there, I got my my sled kind of as a heat shield reflector, keep it in there. It's pretty packed all around, so there'll be plenty of heat from the fire. And then I ain't never scared, you know, never been scared. I've actually always talked about doing this. I did one time camp in a cold like this. I was deer hunting, and all I brought was a sleeping bag. I don't think I brought a pillow. Just hunting clothes. My friend got drunk the night before. My buddy got friggin' hammered and puked, which is funny. I thought it was funny. I was making fun of him while he's puking. He ate a box of Cheez-Its and drank like 12 beers. And so I thought it was funny. And then we went to bed, and in the middle of the night, it snowed like 4 inches. And we were just in a little thin tent, little thin ass tent. And woke up, man. It was a funny night because I had shot a deer the day before, but I was still up there for another day or two with my buddy Brian, who never went hunting before. First time I ever took him hunting, he ever hunted in his life. I took him in the tree in my ground blind that I made that night before. Back to back, we were watching, and I ended up shooting a spike-horn buck, and he couldn't believe it. I shot this buck. I couldn't believe it. And then the next day, we were kind of more celebratory at this point. Oh, I don't want to burn this. No, oh no. I burned my, oh my God, I burned, oh no. I burned my, oh my goodness, I burned my rope. Oh my God, it's gonna be a pain to make a new rope. Oh, son of a bitch. My rope. Oh man, this has been the best rope too. It's like, so, jeez. I just burnt the crap out of myself. It's plastic, that stupid rope was like plastic vinyl, and it was melting, and I touched it, and it burnt to my freaking hand. It did not feel good. It's not really burnt, but it's not what I want. Just, what a dummy. That was a dumb move. Perfect. Well, so I guess I'm gonna get in here. Burnt my hand. Probably gonna blister. Get this thing up. The thing about this fire is it can't be too hot, or like what just happened with a mishap. I just burnt the freaking rope on the sled. Now I have some extra rope. Probably not as strong as that rope, but it's pretty strong. I just burned myself, man. This is gonna blister up. It hurts like hell. Into my shelter for the night. I was gonna eat that last thing before bed. I think it's better to go to bed on a full belly. So what I figured I would do is my freaking hand, man. Right in my freaking hand. Where's all my forks and stuff? Luckily there's ice here close by. So my knife I put up here in case I have to kill someone. What's in this surprise pack? It better not be fish. If it's fish, I'm not gonna eat it. I don't trust old fish. Huh. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna burn that. It just tastes like, might not have been good.
Or maybe it just tastes really bad. I don't know. I wasn't that hungry anyways, but I'm not eating some potentially bad food. All I have is a protein bar left in my survival pack. Kind of saving that for breakfast. So, guess that's what I'll do. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get in. Should have probably brought more food. Note to self, next time, bring more food. Shit, I just heard something knock. Yeah, I'm icing my hand. I burnt my hand on that stupid plastic stuck to my finger. I burned it in like 3 different places. Couldn't believe it. And that rope, the rig I'm gonna have to do with the rope, it's never gonna be as strong as that. That stuff was super strong, man. It was like easily 1,000 pounds. So when I put logs and crap and trees and drag it in the sled, never had a problem. Yeah, you can't get this fire going too hot, otherwise you'll be burning your structure down. You do have to keep it pretty hot though. I don't want it too close, I don't want it too far. Leave my hat in there. I'll keep burning myself. I usually never burn myself. I haven't burned myself in years. That freaking rope though caught on fire. And that's the problem. I'm telling this nasty burn this can in there. I'll burn the food will burn out of it. It doesn't attract freaking scavengers or whatever. Just let it burn in there. That's how I really want it. Unless it starts to get really cold out. Can't win tonight with the heat. I gotta get this full. I gotta get this thing cooking better though. And I keep this knife right here by my front door in case something comes in. My hat. I'm probably gonna need this throughout the night, so I'll put it right there. If I sleep for a couple hours, that'd probably be the most I'll sleep is an hour or 2 at a time. I usually got to get up and pee a couple times a night, so at least 3. I probably keep it down to 2 or 3 tonight because I don't want to get out of that sleeping bag, man. And once you're in there, the last thing you want to do is get out of that sleeping bag if you got to pee. But you got to do it. And I sleep naked, which is the funny part. So on top of having to get up, I'm gonna be butt ass naked. And I'll get up, stand right here, pee over there somewhere, and then I hear coyotes though. Keep hearing them. Almost sound like a dog, but coyotes or wolves can sometimes sound like dogs. But there could be. A lot of guys, what they do is they run their dogs in the winter. They hounds, they rabbit hunt and stuff like that, or they bear hunt. They just run their dogs. The dogs don't find no bears because they're all sleeping. I guess they do probably find some bears sleeping. But all right, man, that's it. In I go. And I go. This branch doesn't need to be here. Close to the fire. The snow on the ground right there. Yep. Gotta make make sure I get all this wood closer to me. Those two big logs should go. Let the stuff dry out. Some of the stuff's kind of wet. I got a whole bunch of logs over there that were in the sled, so I don't think I'm gonna need them though. I get the pee. I guess I can grab some. No. Take my boots off. I want my boots on. Sleeping in the wilderness. Not gonna be that bad. I have a feeling I'm gonna be actually pretty comfortable. It's pretty tight in here. I'm good to go. I got another hat. Right here. This is it for the night. Pretty warm and cozy right now. Not bad at all. Even my burnt hand stopped burning. I got my robe in here too, so I'll use that for a blanket. If I really get cold, I'll use this thing as a blanket. Don't think I will though. I feel plenty of heat coming off the thing. I got wood. I can just pop my headlamp on and grab some wood. I got the billows if I need to restart the fire. So I'm good. Now my hand's hurting. Well, I'm super warm and toast and snuggly right here now, man. This is actually really nice and comfy. Warm. Plenty of heat. Stars are out. Not really. This is it for the night. Day 2. Not sure if I'm gonna sleep in here tomorrow night because my tent's still up over there, but one or the other. If I don't like freeze to death in this, which I don't think I will, I'll probably sleep in here tomorrow night just because I can. Like a G. Sleeping in here like an OG, triple OG. I imagine not a lot of people have built their own shelter and stuff. My dad made me do that when I was a kid. I was probably about 12 years old. He gave me a pack of matches and something to eat. I think it was a bag of trail mix. And he said, listen, I'm going to leave you out here. What are you going to do? I said, what do you mean you're going to leave me out here? 12 years old. And he's like, yeah. It was a property my grandma owned, but I couldn't see the house or nothing. He kind of tricked me and made me go wind and do a bunch of trails backing up in front and back. So I really didn't know where I was. I was just following him. And all of a sudden we got to a point and he's like, listen, you're going to stay in the woods for the night. What are you going to do? I said, you kidding me? You joking? And he was serious. And I was like, that sounds actually fun to me. So what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to find me a spot, build me a shelter, build me a fire, and I'm going to chill out and have a good night. He says, all right, I'll be back in the morning. I said, I'll be right in here somewhere, you know? So all I did was this. I built one of these. I didn't have the pine balls, but I just used a whole bunch of brush. I was younger and had a lot more energy. I was a little kid. And so I just took all this like sticks and just piled it together. It was a fall, so there was a lot of leaves too, like down leaves. So as I piled all these sticks together, I like used leaves to insulate it. Made a little shelter and just was like, you know, my phone just died.
You hear the coyotes? They're yipping and yapping. I had to get up and pee. And I was getting up and pee. I was like, as they start yapping, I'm like, I gotta record that. I was like, they've been going for 5 minutes. I was like, you know what? They're still going. Got plenty of wood. I'm good. Back to sleep.